Now, I'm going to give you a couple of common mistakes that a lot of new investors make. And then after we get through those common mistakes, we're going to jump into the Q&A. So common mistake number one, especially if you don't have your first $10,000 invested yet, is waiting for the perfect time to invest. I see this happen way too often where people say to me, hey, Andrew, what do you think about the market? It feels like it's way too high right now. Should I actually be investing? You should absolutely be investing, and you should consistently be investing every single month. I hear this way too often where people think they can time the market, or they think it's too high, so I'm going to wait until it comes back down again. You're going to be waiting forever if you do that, because if you look at the long-term chart of a stock market, go look at the S&P 500, or go look at the total stock market, or go look at the NASDAQ, and pull it out to the longest time horizon you can, and it is up and to the right. And so you need to make sure that you get a piece of that. You get your dollars invested, and waiting for the perfect time is the wrong thing to do. Number two is I see way too many people say, I'm not going to get started investing because the amount feels too small. I only have $50, or I only have $100, or I only have $150, or I only have $20 a month that I can invest. Let me tell you, friend, this is the most powerful seed that you can plant right now. Because it doesn't matter how small the amount of money is that you have to invest, small amounts of money over time can grow to very large amounts of money. And let me prove it to you. I'm going to pull out our old trusty compound interest calculator. So we just built a compound interest calculator. If you go to mastermoney.co/resources, I want you to check this out, because this takes you step by step to figure out how much money can actually grow. So here's the amazing thing, is $100 per month over the course of 30 years at a 10% rate of return is $226,049. That's absolutely incredible. So if you say to yourself, I don't want to invest because the amount is too small at $100 per month, or at $50 per month, or at $25 per month, no, this is absolutely amazing what can happen once you get your dollars invested. Let's say you had a longer time horizon though with that $100 per month. And let's say you invested for 40 years, just 10 years longer, it would grow to $632,000 inside of this account. And this is why I want to show you that small amounts of money over time can grow to very large amounts of money. If you made it $200 per month and did it for 40 years, it'd be $1.264 million. Let me tell you, friends, if you have small amounts of money, just get started now. Start planting those seeds, and you can increase it over time as your income increases, but you just need to get started. Now, we want you to get to 20% of your income. That's the minimum amount that we want you to get started investing. But at the very beginning, I don't care if you have $20, I want you to get started investing. Number three is panic selling during market downturns. Now, as an investor and as a new investor, you're going to see pretty quickly that the market goes up and the market goes down sometimes. Now, when the market goes down, a lot of times you're going to see new investors panic. But I want you to realize this is a very normal occurrence. It is normal for the market to go down. In fact, it is healthy for the market to go down. You do not want to panic sell or make a rash decision when there is a 20% pullback in the market. Instead, when you have a financial education, you realize, oh, this is a very normal part of a market cycle. And in fact, I am much better off buying more during this time frame because I'm getting my investments on sale. Whether it's stocks or stocks, you want to buy things on sale. And so when a market has a pullback, I want you to think of it in a way and train your mindset to say, ooh, I should be buying more right now because the market is going down. Buy low, sell high. You may have heard people say that before in the past, but most people do the opposite. Most people sell when an investment is at its lowest because they panic and they have fear and they don't know what to do. And then they start to buy again when investments go up because everybody else is getting in there. This is very common right now with commodities, things like gold and silver. People are buying all the way up instead of buying it when it was beat down or buying it when it was low. These are things that I want you to remember as time goes on. Another big one is to ignore fees. So when you're looking at your investment options, make sure you're not buying index funds or ETFs with high fees. Anything with an expense ratio above 30 basis points or 0.3% is something that you want to avoid. If there's an index fund or an ETF that has 0.7%, for example, unless it is really outperforming some of its other predecessors, I want you to make sure that you are avoiding funds like that. Fees will absolutely eat in to your portfolio value. And so you want to make sure that you are avoiding funds with high fees. That is not something you want to get into whatsoever. The next one is to pick individual stocks before building that foundation. You want to make sure that first you build that foundation of good, solid index funds and ETFs and see that foundation grow before you start picking individual stocks. I see way too many people jumping into individual stocks or Bitcoin, or they jump into dividend stocks or all these other things just because they are a trend or a fad. You need to avoid that stuff and first just build up your foundation and have an understanding of how the market works. Then, as you start to approach your first 100K, 200K, 300K, then you can start to make the choice that you will then start to invest in some other things that you're interested in. But it's going to be a smaller percentage of your portfolio. It's not going to be the big foundation that we are talking about here. This is going to be the core of your portfolio. This is going to be the big foundation that helps you move forward. The next one is checking your portfolio every day. I do not want you checking your portfolio on a daily basis and becoming obsessed with the balance. That is an unhealthy relationship with your investments, especially as you are getting started. Most people who do that are overly emotional when it comes to their investments, and they are going to make a poor decision when the market takes a dip. So I want you to make sure that you're checking it less frequently. You can check it on a monthly basis, you can check it on a quarterly basis, every half year or every year, and that's completely fine. But checking it every single day is not something you should be doing. And the last thing I will say is to make sure you have your plan in place. Make sure you write your investment plan down. Make sure you have the plan in place, and then you begin investing. Because if you don't have that plan written down or in place, you're not going to know your why, and you're going to make investment mistakes instead of ensuring that you have that plan in place and you know why you're doing what you're doing. And so all of those are really, really important. Now, if you don't know how to develop an investment plan, Master Money Academy can help you do that step by step. And you can look down below and get a 7-day free trial inside Master Money Academy. We help people with investment plans all the time inside Master Money Academy. I think it's a really, really important place for you to be if you don't know how to come up with your own investment plan. And so that's a really, really powerful place where you can meet other community members who are like-minded, who are also working on the same plan. So check out Master Money Academy down below if you have not done so already.